Alright, so check out this bizarre world bullshit right here where it's just an ongoing theme. I don't know. All these like off-ramps where they send traffic in the opposite direction on the wrong side of the road. And it's like a crisscross, I guess. I can't imagine why they would do it, because they still need traffic lights. It's not like it gets rid of the traffic lights or makes anything move smoother. In fact, when I got off the off-ramp off the interstate to come over here where I am, it was more difficult for me to see oncoming traffic to merge out into it. So here we are, for some reason, doing a crisscross. I just don't understand. There's still a traffic light there. It's just so freaking bizarre. I don't know. There's the traffic waiting to crisscross over on the other side. Really strange. It's really strange. I mean, I'm trying to think and figure out what the benefit of it could possibly be, and I can't think of it. I don't know. I was thinking, well, maybe it's some way to get rid of traffic lights. I don't know, but no, there's traffic lights there. There's still traffic that has to wait for a green light to be able to cross over. So
on I-70.
I just don't know. I mean, honestly, like I said, for truck drivers, it makes it more difficult, because the way you have to merge into that crisscross, you can't see the oncoming traffic. It's on your passenger side of the truck when you merge, so you can't see it coming. You have to merge almost like blindly. The only way that I could manage to do it was to like pull up to where the yield sign is and then turn right, so my truck was perpendicular to traffic, so I could see out the passenger side window and look for traffic coming towards me. So it's actually worse. It's senseless. It's like everything going on in the political environment. It's senseless. It's dumb. It's ridiculous. Absolutely just freaking ridiculous. No point to it. So, I don't know, pretty weird. That's the world we live in now. It's just dumb, stupid, unreasonable nonsense. However, it's all very rational, though. They want to make sure that you get that word on your tongue, to be rational, right? Which is an outright, misuse of definition and word together, because to be rational means to consider only the aspect of a whole, right? That's a ration, or a ratio is just a portion of a large thing. It's a portion of the whole, right? That's what a ratio is, right? Or like if you were out in the middle of nowhere and you were starving, you would save rations, right, among a group, right? And each member would get a ration, right, which would be a portion of a whole thing, right, a whole store, right? So they want you to be rational, because to be rational means that you're only going to consider a part of the thing, whatever it is, whatever the topic may be, right? Whereas to be reasonable means that you consider the ends before the means, right? To be reasonable is to say that, like, okay, so here's a example of to be rational is to get in your car. You're sitting on the couch at home. To get in your car, to go to the store and go look for something to buy, right? Whereas to be reasonable would be sitting on your couch at home, realizing you need milk. You go to the store and you get milk, because that's the reason why you went to the store. Yeah, I needed to get milk. To be rational would be to say, I'm just going to go to the store and look for something, I don't know what, until I get there. That's rational. So that's, so it's just goofy. I don't know, it's a goofy freaking world right now. And unfortunately, it's going to get worse. I hate to say it, but it's going to get worse. For those of you who may or may not understand terms and phrases being used. I was just watching this thing, right? And it was put out on YouTube, and it's this program called VOA, which is Voice of America, right? And supposedly this program has been around since like 1949 or something, right? I don't know. I never heard of it before personally, but okay. The Voice of America. All right. They're claiming it's been around since 1949. And they called a guest speaker to come up and give a lecture, I guess. Something of a lecture, I suppose. I don't know. He was talking. I'll give him that. And it was Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, right? And they're like, oh, and this man needs no introduction. I'm thinking, yeah, he does. I don't know who the hell he is. I've heard the name, but I don't know. I mean, and that's just on me. I just don't follow that shit. It's like sports. I just, I don't really follow, like, I like the 49ers, but I don't necessarily follow them, right? I don't necessarily know who the quarterback is right now. It's the same kind of thing, right? I've heard the name. I just don't know what position he plays, right? So Mike Pompeo gets up there and he's yammering on, and he's talking and he's saying all these really positive sounding things, right? And that's the way they get us, is they say things that appeal to our moral sense of duty to the world, right? That's how they get us. They say these things, which of course we're going to agree with, right? And then they slip in little terms and phrases, right? In between it all. It's kind of like, almost like the Bible, right? Where like 66% of it is bullshit. So, but they had to slip in some stuff that actually makes sense, right? That is moral, right? But the rest of it is all just bullshit, right? It's the same thing with politicians. They do the same thing. So he's in there and he's jabber-jawing about all this stuff, and it's like, wow, that's really something, talking about all the censorship that's going on and how VOA shouldn't fall into that trap and bidip, and then he goes and he says it. He goes, and it's a new day. He says it's a new dawn at VOA, and so many of the employees, and he goes on talking about how so many of these employees that they have over there haven't been vetted, and that there are, international people who could be up to no good and all this stuff, right? And it's like, I can't, it's amazing. It's amazing, but that's it. That's how they slip this stuff in, because most people don't know the terms and phrases or the signs and the symbols that they associate themselves with, right? Did you catch it? It's a new dawn, he said. At VOA. It's a new dawn. That's like the big one. That's the big one. New dawn or new day, right? You hear it all the time. It's a new day in America. It's a new dawn in America, right? That is the communist central slogan for global communism. I've said this before, but it demands to be said repeatedly, just in case somebody hasn't heard me say it. That is the main communist slogan. The dawn of a new day. Okay? I'm just telling you. If you don't know what it means, you need to go research it. Just enter a search at Google, dawn of a new day, or new day, or new dawn, and go look and find out what it is that they're talking about, right? It's basically the global takeover of communism. That's what they're talking about. Anytime they overtake a particular sovereign entity or nation, they say it's a new dawn. A new dawn is, a new day is dawning. It means that they have taken over a particular establishment. They have put a certain, percentage of members in, right, into whatever the establishment may be, right? Okay, in the case of government, they're talking about both sides now. It's not just Democratic, it's not just Republican. That's why you see so many Republicans betraying what the principles of a conservative mindset is. It's because they are false flags. They are people dressed like the 49ers, but are actually cowboys. Okay? And cheating from the inside. That's the way they do this shit. It's subversion, right? So they do it with everything. Corporations, businesses, radio stations, news media stations. I mean, the news media is just, it's gone. You think we got a free and fair press in this country? You're out of your mind. I mean, you have missed the boat. You've not been noticing or paying attention to what's going on. You have not woke up yet. And I mean, they are some of the first to come out when they overtook all that shit and began telling, you know, the Americans, it's a new day in America, and everybody gets up and cheers, and they have no idea what they're actually cheering to, because it's like it's not even code words. It's just terms and phrases that the general public are not familiar with. They don't know what they mean when they say it. There's, you know, too few people who understand this stuff, right? But those of us who do understand it, when we try and you know, raise the alarm, we get you know, called, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. You know, it's amazing. But anyhow, I don't know how I went into all that just because of a crisscrossed. I do know how I went into all of it actually, because it's bizarre. It makes no sense. And so nothing else makes any sense either. So, yeah, pretty interesting. It's bananas. But, wow, would you look at this view? Man. Pretty cool. So, how is it that I came across this crisscross underpass once again out here in Colorado, actually? And I guess specifically it would have been like Clifton, Colorado. Or let me take a look here. Let me see. Let me know what I'm talking about. I should at least know what I'm talking about before I talk about it. All right. It was no, Grand Junction is where we just were. Grand Junction, Colorado. I needed to pull off this time to do my required 30-minute break, which is cool. Actually got the dog out, and we went out to this kind of dirt field and just, you know, played around for the most part, which is good, because he definitely needs that kind of stuff. And there was like patches of snow out there, and he was freaking just going bananas, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but like, even like with children, you know, they get the snow and they just go bananas over it. So it's kind of cute to see that, you know, wildlife, or, you know, in this case, you know, dog life, you know, kind of goes crazy over it too, and actually just is playful just because it's snow. That's pretty cool. So that was fun. So we spent probably at least the whole half an hour just doing that. And then, yeah, hopped back in the truck. I went inside. I grabbed some Carl's Jr., which I have yet to devour. It's over here sitting on top of my cooler, because I figured before I even attempt to eat that in front of the dog should probably be fed. So I went ahead and made his dinner for him. And he pretty well devoured that. And, well, now he's zonked out, of course. So my plan worked. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So to, let's see, 2,019 miles to go out there to Carteret, New Jersey. We are still I-70 eastbound, of course. It is still Monday, January 11th. However, it is now 4:28 in the p.m. local. Current temperature is 37 degrees, and we are at an altitude of 4,839 feet, give or take. Boy, you're coming in a little hot here, Kel. Yeah. A little bit hot. They want you to go to 60 around here. Or 65, I guess, rather. Unfortunately, it is no time for me to be eating my guacamole burger. Damn it. Here we go over the Colorado River. I wish I could show it to you. It is flowing quite well, in spite of the fact that there's a lot of ice and stuff and sludge, ice and slush on the surface there, but it's flowing pretty good nonetheless. Oh boy, now we want 50 around here. Holy smokes! I guess we're going through another gorge. I should chill. I should just chill out. The dog's like, dude, I am trying to sleep, and you're like going way too fast around these corners there. Kel, Dad, Boss. Yeah, he had to come up here and let me know. He was probably getting slid out of his bed back there or something. Now he's going right back to his bed. So I'm not sure what this one's called. It very well may be called Colorado River Gorge, but the true Colorado River Gorge would be the Grand Canyon now. So I don't know. I'm just going to go with Colorado River Gorge and call it good. Boy, that burger smells so damn good. I'm telling you, my mouth is watering over here. that's Colorado River right down there. You can see, yeah, it's kind of covered with ice and stuff, but there is actually flowing water in there. Flowing water on the surface, I guess is my point. And here is like a spillway or something, I imagine. Probably a dam and a spillway. That's pretty cool. Pretty awesome drive today. I'm gonna be chalking today's drive up in the probably number one, top of the list for scenic drives. Big time, amazing. That's pretty good. We've already got, yeah, I mean, 500 and about 40 miles in today, and I still have 3 hours left on the clock here. That's actually quite pleasing to me. I hope things remain this smooth as they've been today. For the rest of the trip, I guess, is what I'm saying. question, anybody who's made it through this far in this video. And I've proposed this question in the past and not really gotten any response to it, but what camera zoom angle do you like better? Whereas this particular one right now is at one-time zoom or whatever. I think, yeah, we'll just call it, we'll call it number one. We'll call it angle one, for lack of a better term. Okay. Then this one is 0.5. So there you go. 0.5 times zoom. So it's actually back. Right. So we'll call this angle 0.5. This is as far back as I can go with, where you see the hood of the truck and the mirror there. So which angle do you prefer? Which one is better? Overall, right? Because I know, like, sometimes I'll zoom in to catch certain things here and there, but when it comes to just regular average driving, which one do you prefer? This angle or this angle? Just let me know if you would in the comments section there below, so I can take it into consideration. And I'm talking about just for regular driving, just like regular highway driving, not for any special purposes. My opinion is that this one is better, but I'm not the one watching them all the time. The only time I ever watch them is on the small screen. I know watching it like on you know, your HD flat screen TV, it's pretty impressive no matter what angle you're watching it. And in that sense, I think actually this angle is better than too. But I'd be curious to hear opinions on it. Anybody who actually watches these, let me know. So anyhow, we're up to over half an hour here, so I'm going to wrap this one up. It's a pretty good chance that I'll be bringing you back in, because I don't think we're out of these canyon areas quite yet. Being that it's still daylight, I'll probably record some more, so there may be a part 2 to this. So anyways, hope you all are doing well. I'll see you in a bit. Take care.